Welcome, 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 welcome. I have to boost my mic. I have to boost my mic. More. Oops. More. Mic test. Can anyone hear me? Is anyone in chat? I think there should be like three people. No, there's just one person. No one's watching this. Perfect. Dick Dietz. First time chatter, long time person. Uh So yeah, I wanted to talk about how to model a run environment, and that's what I mean by RE. So what we were doing before is we had this wonderful spreadsheet where we predicted K rate. If you This is Tactile Knox phone account. Perfect. Um, so we have the environment here. We're talking. This is kind of related, I guess. Um, we have our bronze double E data, which I've now updated to best of three data. Well, no, I haven't updated this sheet to be best of three, but we can do everything I'm talking about here. It can run on uh, the bronze double E data as well. So let me pull up my cheat sheet. Um, ba, 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 ba. Let's see, is this going to take over the other screen? I'm with the family, but I'm curious to see how you approach run environment stuff, so I got 1 year on this. Perfect. Tell your family this is more important. No, that's fine. This is the Christmas season. Um, so when I started modeling, I got this all from Mr. Chimera, who had, I'm going to dump this in chat, who had this. So if you go to that page, it's a SQL statement on how to calculate the WOBA coefficients. And by calculating the WOBA coefficients, you're able to do a lot of kind of uh, ways to figure out um, how important certain events are when that happen in the game. So I basically, for my main sheet, I basically have something called, call it whatever. Uh, let's just call it WOBA coefficients. Make this a little bigger. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Um, yeah, that's pretty good. So the way I do this, I'm just basically copying and pasting from my other sheet. We need a few things. We need a few things. We need it to. What do we need? We need list formulas. Okay. So I think I did this already, but we take our bronze data, we go to table design, we summarize, we go to an existing worksheet. We're going to go here. Okay. Did we set up fixed IP? We did set up fixed IP. So now that we have fixed IP, you're going to see a bunch of stuff that you can't. Well, I'm just going to throw this down in here. And then calculated fields, and you can't see what I'm doing, but just like fixed IP, what do I need? I need oops, um, if an inning pitched is an out, then the way this coefficients thing gets built out is we have to first get total outs, which is going to be fixed IP times 3 because every inning is 3 outs. So to figure that out, Now we know the number of total outs, and once we know the number of total outs, I'm just going to copy and paste this from another screen. Does the link above calculate custom walk weights or just hit outcome weights? When you say BB weights, what do you mean? Woba weights or walk weights? Because there is an assumption in this that I think the walk is the first outcome or something like that. Yeah, Woba weights. Yeah, this is all custom Woba weights. So this is how I do all my Woba modeling. So we start with total outs. We start with total outs. Just and then where do we go? We go. Then I create a new thing, which is just a copy of fixed IP, and I call it league inning pitched. Which is really just a fancy name for fixed IP. I think I called it like that. And then we get league plate appearances. And what is league plate appearances? So because I'm doing this all off of pitcher data, we had a field called league plate appearances, and this is set to batters faced. So this is fixed IP. This is just batters faced. Next thing we want to do is league runs. So I know I didn't rename stuff. So let's find out what the pitcher. I'm always doing this in terms of how the pitcher, and there's some argument that that might not be correct way to do it. With Joe unknowns, this may or may not break down. League runs, which I think is R9. So in my entire data set, we've had 240,000 plate appearances. We've had 31,000 runs. This isn't earned runs. This is runs. Now we get to the fun part. So now in that link, I think there's talks about runs per out and runs per win and all this jazz. So let's just start adding this in. So this is runs. So I do this like in the link above. It's done. It's done as in like one table or one set of tables. But the way I have this set up for Excel is I have it set up in a series of tables. You could probably do this a few different ways, but so what? Oh, okay. So runs per out. This is if Excel decided to wake up. So then this is league R divided by total outs. What else do we have? We need runs per win. And so runs per win is a formula. Runs per win is equal to 13.5 times league R divided by fixed IP plus 3. So uh, league R divided by fixed IP. Or I guess this really should be league IP plus 3. Is this? I think this is all we. This is all we kind of need right now. I think. Yeah. Okay, so this is how I set this first table, and so usually, what do I call this table? I call this table. I name this table. Structured references make things a lot easier. I call this Woba pivot. So what I do now is I'm just copying and pasting this from another sheet. So now I have another table where I just something like get pivot table this, and then our data field sum of total outs, and then this. Oh no. No, I want runs per out. There we go. So turn this into a table just so I can reference it later. And then based off of all this, this is equal to runs per out plus 0.14. Yeah. And then runs per hit batter is equal to this plus 0.34. And I think my understanding is that this is kind of, this is 0.025. There's some sort of method to this madness. And honestly, I don't quite understand this. It's, I think, primarily based off of a general, it's called an RE24 matrix. If you go to Fangraphs, if you go to Baseball Reference, usually Fangraphs is pretty good at kind of explaining all this. It's like when the state of the game changes, the value expectancy changes, and over the history of baseball over the past like 80 years, the baseball hasn't changed, so you can assume these as being constant is I think the gist of it. So 0.3 whoops 0.27. So it's like when someone goes from second to third, the run value increases by 0.27, and that's why you add 0.27. A home run is always worth 1.4 because that's always been what a home run's been worth. A stolen base has always been 0.2. This is like probably not 100% correct, but when have I ever been correct? Run CS is equal to, let me just copy this from this other sheet, this formula. Okay, so let's call this a run table. A lot of these old Fangraph articles are just sabermetric gold. Yeah. Fangraphs is really good. The book is really good. So we basically have this as like a very rudimentary representation of the value of each of these events in the format we're looking at. So yeah, they lay out the formulas, and it's pretty straightforward to kind of like um, drop it in and start going. Um, so these are just, based off of the runs per out. how much a walk is, how much a hit batter is, how much a single is, how much a double is, how much a triple is, how much a home run, how much a stolen bases, and how much a caught stealing is. Um, the next thing, what we need to do is to look at the format and the distribution of these events, and from there, figure out what their weighted on base average um, weights are. So, like when people talk about WOBA, what they're trying to capture is how the different events, um, you know, lead to scoring runs, essentially, right? So what we now need is we now need a summation of those events. So I'm just doing this, but really, what we would need is we have to go back and we have to look at what are the walks. So BB10 is pitchers. So come back here, we look at BB. We'll drop a BB10 in here. And then we need intentional walks, which are, I really should have just renamed these. Yeah, I'm gonna just to make this easy, I'm gonna just say PBB, IBB, and we go back and we all these events that we're capturing, like the hit by pitch, sack hits, those all those things where we need to capture how many of those events have happened, to understand their contribution, or how to evaluate their contribution. I think it's, yeah, 1B4, 1B2B5. This would be a lot easier if I name these properly. 2B5, 3B6. Home runs, stolen bases. Good morning, evening, Mr. Don't Cut the D Block Dragon. Home run 7. Stolen base 16. That's what I need. And what do I call at bats? Oh no, I guess I just have. I'm not. Oh, caught stealing 17. At bats 3. Another line there. No. So let me just clean up these names so that it's easier to. Whoops. P, second base. P, home run. P, stolen base. PCS. P, at bats. So I'm just really trying to get a distribution of so I need hits allowed, sack fries, Ks. Hits allowed. So I'm just trying to find the distribution of these events in our data set. Hits allowed, sack fly. And then I think there's one more I need here. Case. I think it's just this. Oops. Okay. Okay. So these are the distribution of events. And so now this is the part where I think your kidneys tried to explain this to me, and a lot of smarter people than me tried to explain this to me. We basically calculate run minus and run plus, and so run minus and run plus. My understanding is basically, I think it's kind of distilled as like productive and unproductive outs, and that's used to determine, in conjunction with these weights or with the run values and the frequency of these events, then that kind of dictates what the WOBA how the WOBA calculation is going to be generated. So, um, what is this? I'm loving Excel locking up. There we go. Um, so I call this counting stats in my other sheet. We come in here, we go counting stats. So now we need another table. So I'm gonna again crib this from my other sheet. So I set this up as another table with run minus, run plus, WOBACalc, and a WSB because I've been starting to look at stealing and modeling stealing. And you can kind of see what I'm doing is I'm taking the run value for all the walks minus intentional walks because the game oh, why is it like that? Oh, I started another line down. Let me see if I delete this. If I delete that, there we go. So when the game lists BBs, I'm 99% sure that it includes intentional walks. So um, it's probably a bit of an oversight to just say an intentional walk isn't worth anything, but it's also something that I guess you have a lot of control of, and so therefore you don't need to actually care about it. Um, so yeah, so this is kind of the formula. It's taken from that link. For those who joined, I'll link it again. They're also incredibly rare in PT. I don't think they're rare. I think people don't set them, but I don't know. So this is the link that I'm kind of copying all this off of. So if you ever see Chimera, thank him. He did a lot of this great work back in I think PT. What is it? PT 22. So 3 cycles, 22, 23, 24, 24 cycles ago. His stuff is still really bang on. So yeah. So run minus. I use this value. I've seen them set to the highest, and I rarely see them. Oh, okay. Sure. So yeah, so don't really need to accommodate for them. And then again, not common. Yep. I think like if we were gonna go into TGS where where there is quite a big difference between uh batters where intentional walks would love to um are like more prevalent because there's a big difference. There can be big differences between batters. I think it's like maybe like 5 a season. So yeah, so this is what I do for run plus. So these are productive outs, I guess. Um, and then it's just right now I'm just kind of copying stuff over, but um, this is kind of if you go and look at the formula and look at what this is. This is just me transcribing it from SQL into Excel. So this for this format, the WOBA is 342, and it's like, what does that mean? It's like I don't know. um, And then for WSB, kind of just throw this in. So I think this is saying, how for all the stolen bases and for all the caught stealings, uh, for all the opportunities. So I think it'd probably be like if I was gonna, I should probably rewrite this because um, get pivot table can't talk. Sum of PSB and then pivot table. Let's do that. Uh-oh. Excel's being finicky on me. And we'll replace J9 with sum of P caught stealing, and then we'll replace E9 with sum of P first base, and B9 we'll replace with sum of PBB, and then we'll replace C9 PIBB, and then D9 with, whoops. I think that's how it was before. So yeah, so what this is basically saying is that um, this is the, if you go into the Fangraphs article and look at how WSB or weighted stolen base or stolen base runs is calculated, whatever, it's this formula. And it being negative means that you win by not stealing. People who steal in, this is off the bronze double elimination data, but yeah, there are, I think even now there's rarely anyone that you would steal with. So yeah, so here's our run plus run minus table. So I naturally call this run Woba table. Come up here, run Woba table, and then we're almost done. So now I set up another table that lists all these fields. And so now what we're doing is from this run minus, run plus, and the WOBA table, we're setting ourselves up to figure out what the WOBA coefficients are for each of these events that we've previously captured here. So the WOBA scale is just this, and we'll format this as a table. And then all we're doing is we're taking a run WOBA table run minus times the run tables, the run value of a walk, and multiplying it by the WOBA scale. 2 to 1 or 2.2 to 1. Oh, like 60%? Yeah. There's certain ways to find out. Like, I think in the book it says that you need to be you need to be 80%, I think. I know in TGS where we have steals loaded higher, or more happen more frequently, that you need to have um, you need to have that, you need to be around 80%. And like if you're not on over, if you're not over 80%, then you're actually harming your team. And I think from these two values above you can figure out what that ratio is, I guess. Like you have to steal, yeah, so in this, you have to steal twice as many. You have to be at least 60%. Like, I guess this would be the ratio. So if I was gonna say, well, I can't do the math in my head right now. It would be something like this divided by this or something. Yeah, you need to be 61% to get it to be at least break even. And if you're less than 60%, then you lose. So, and then do I use this anywhere? No, I don't use this. Okay, so the last value of Woba BIP hit, I'm gonna not do. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so yeah, so let's ignore this. It never existed. Okay, so now we have our Woba coefficients. We're done. So what I typically do is how I have this set up is I have a in my other sheet I have a macro that pulls from fields, but basically for completeness I um, have something where it's just like a big concatenate call. So it's concatenating from all the different tables and it's turning it into you have to call this Woba scale table. Always name your tables. So yeah, so this is basically what what a player's Woba is. So yeah, I think this is yeah. So what we can now do is we can copy and paste this. We can go in our bronze data table. We could go to we can go to okay. Well, what we can do is we can go nerd united, a nerd. That's what we call it. So now if we want to look at batters, let's call this title. Look at all the players. I'm going to come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that sheet and call it. I like to just call it. The Godfather is here. Yeah. So now, So now we have Woba. So now if we want to sort by plate appearances and Woba, so let's take the top top 10 by plate appearance. And now we have a format specific, run environment specific Woba value. So I've used this in online leagues. I use this. It's not really worth doing for base game, but yeah. So now we can see who's good, who's bad. Oh, I hate that. Who's good, who's bad. So yeah, George Altman, good. Jacques Jones, good. Gary Gaetti, good. Wally Joyner, good. So I want to take one more step here because Woba like batting averages are kind of relative to the format. So like just because I say these are good or bad, I have no idea. Are these non-combi? I have no idea. This is also from like the bronze double elimination. I could filter this and say non-combi. There we go. I hate this. So this is non-combi. And again, this is like really old data anyways. So but again, the point I was trying to make, Woba, like any rate stat, is very for me. Some people, it may be easy for them to conceptualize what a 356 Woba is, and they might like look at this and be like, "Oh yeah, this totally makes sense." But I'm a dummy, so I don't know what I'm doing, and I like, I'm one. I'd be one of those people that would be like, I like war. War is a simple number, so let's finish this off and get a war number. Where's my cheat sheet? Where's my cheat sheet? Cheat sheet. Okay, so once you have Woba. Once you have a Woba. Once you have a Woba. I like to go to weighted runs above average because once we have stuff in runs, for me, like I like converting runs into wins. I know Kidneys likes to keep stuff in runs, but um, that's just boring. Who wants to actually think? I want a single number. So now we have this formula. And from this formula, we can go and we can make another field. XBWRA. Oh, so now we see WRA. And we're like, oh, some people are high and some people are low. Interesting. This contextualizes what these WOBA values are. This is great. I love it. So, Bill Raridan, good defensive catcher. He's worth minus 27.148 runs per, what was it? Per 600 plate appearances. So, like, this is where if you really want to, like, fine tune stuff, you can say, what is you doing? I'm doing what I've been doing. I love color gradiency more than a number. Formatting makes me happy. So the biggest complaint with, well, I've got lots of complaints about my preferences for gradients. The first complaint is I like blue is good. Blue, my favorite color is blue, so I want blue to be good and red to be bad. The second one is that, like, this is a complaint that I've gotten from Kidneys a lot, is that why is your negative number blue if blue is good? And it's like, well, whatever. Use a bit of your brain. So the final thing, and I'll no, this is fine. So the final thing is to get a bat run value, which is basically bat war. So this has no kind of bearing on uh, no kind of bearing on their defensive ability. What is it missing? Oh, runs per win. Okay, so again, name your cells, runs per win. There you go. So now we have a bat war value. So we can dump this in. This is being fancy. I'm calculating with bat runs with base running and with stolen bases and taking the league WSB values. So now we can come in here, we go in here, we add a calculated field, XB bat R. It didn't like something. What did it not like? Oh, because I didn't name it properly. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Let's do something. Let's fix some stuff. Let's call this 600. And let's get rid of non 600. Always want to be descriptive. XB bat R. It's gonna work. Huzzah, it's working. So basically, you take your weighted runs above average for 600 plate appearances. You effectively divide it by runs per win, and this is how I evaluate hitters in any format. So it looks like someone like Roberto Clemente, this is something new that I'm kind of experimenting with, but if we look at his base running, because base running is good. Apparently Roberto Clemente, he can run. What is it? I have to look up the quote. Hold on. This is important. Trying to find quotes from Iron Man. This is not going well. Chat. Quotes. I thought it was. Oh, with a box of scraps. That's the meme. It's like Tactile Nex was able to build a model in a cave with a box of scraps. Yeah. Okay, so we have bad R. So now, if we want to like rank people by, if we want to purely look at their offensive contributions, and model run environment, then this is how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. I think what I'm doing is pretty good. I think it could always be better. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to do today. Let's clear these rules. Let's do this as a data bar. No. Let's do this as blue red. So yeah. Otherwise, I was gonna. I don't know. I want to build a team. So let's do that. Let's actually show the game for a second. How am I doing? I apparently am not doing well. Bronze best of 3. Let's get into one of these. What else? What? Nothing's running. Late bronze is good. Low bronze is good. Bronze. Should probably build a super silver cap. So let's do that. All these packs. If I hide this and close that. Oh, I'm in. Let's see if I get some streamer luck and pull perfect. Nope. One more pack. Nope. No streamer luck today. Let's hide that for a second. I know it's all black. I'm still here. I'm just looking at some stuff. Okay. Oh, the tournament fired. Hooray. Okay. Let's see if I do that. Okay. We're loading. If I do do this? Does this load? I find huzzah. Okay, so this is the kind of my best of 3 data. Let's start making a Sunday Super Silver Saturday Super Silver Cat. So roster builder. This is the one, the 1500. I think it's the 1500. Your tournaments. What is going on? Saturday Super Silver Cap. That's Wednesday 6 Silver. Okay, 1987, 1500. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is the right build. 1987, 1500. Let's do some math era. So I've basically taken the era, the run value or the events that happen in for 1987, and I use that to kind of calculate the Woba coefficients, as well as using the era modifiers to, from a single data set, try to predict other data sets. So it's a little, I don't know how well it works, but oh, I just ran all bronzes. Okay, I feel like I have better bronzes this time. Yeah, I definitely have better bronzes this time. So let's do this better. Let's see. Did I get any cards? Fulfilled sell order? No. Twitch drop. Created buy order? No. Okay. Okay. So we're here. We updated pictures. So let's look at who's good. Sealy, Cormier. Well, we got Hap. Actually, let's look at silver. I want to look at silver batters. Try to be smart and try to figure out who the best batters are in silver, and then build against them, I guess. So Luderis, Davis, Chu, Gehrig. Who is Luderis? I think I've seen Luderis around. Is this even updated with new run environment? No. Alvin Davis. So if we have to get Alvin Davis out, how do we do that? Wow. Looks like we don't. Okay, I'm gonna guess that lefties are probably good. Okay, so let's lean into the lefty meta. So we don't have Roberts, we don't have Cormier, we have Hap, we have Liebrandt. So let's throw Liebrandt up there. I wonder if Kershaw would be good. Probably not. I think Kershaw would get eaten alive. We do have a Lee. We have a Carlson. We could probably throw those guys in. We probably want to throw Bannister in as well. Probably want to throw, who was the last guy? You want to throw Males in? No, he'd get eaten alive. Carlson. Carlson will probably be okay. Okay, so we have our pitchers. Probably something like that, and then that, and then yeah. I don't have high hopes, but we'll see. Batters, kind of just really just go with what I. Oh, Piggy is 2. Yeah, pretty much go with what I've already been running. So Hollins, Joe Mauer. I think this is where maybe Fisk would be better. I was talking earlier about I switched Fisk out, or I switched Snyder out for Fisk. But we'll just do this. We'll see how this works. Joe Mauer, Carlton Fisk, and then Carlton Fisk as a backup. We need Gutierrez. We need Cardi. We need Altman. Whoops. We need Young because I haven't updated the other guys. We have 150 points left. What I've been doing. Oh, we need Hall. We need sort by L10. We have Hamilton. Gaetti. Hall. Whoops. We have Hall. Who's the other guy I needed? Where's my shortstop? Weiss? Was it Weiss? No, Bucky Dent. We're gonna throw Bucky Dent in there. So we have Altman at first. We have Hamilton. We have Hollins. No, we have Gaetti. And we have Bucky. We have Hall playing second. Franklin playing there. We have Mike Young playing both ways. Who's my right fielder? Who's Nixon? Oh, Colby. All right, this isn't modern. I don't know how these guys are going to play. I don't know. I do not know. Edgar's good. Ozzie Smith would be good. Menke would be good. Yeah, this is like not optimal at all. But I don't feel compelled right now to level people up. But we can run Colby both ways. Hamilton we can't. Hollins is gonna be first and third. Rico is gonna be our DH, and then we can fill in the rest with Hunt and Maxwell. This is 1987, and if you go to the wiki with a bucket of scraps, if you go to the wiki, you can find out what you need for 1987. So you need 6 pitchers. Yeah. Yeah. We're laughing. We got our setup, I think. Hamilton is gonna back up. And then Maxwell's gonna be center and left. Then Hunts is gonna be short. Oh, I did pick up. Who did I pick up recently? I picked up another guy. I forget who. Weiss? Was it Weiss? No. Batters. Fielding ratings. Infield range. I forget. Who I picked up. Why are these all? Oh. Oh, that probably explains a lot. Not like I was gonna change anything, but Piggy Ward. I don't think he's good for this. Jose Iglesias. I forget. I forget what I'm talking about. I'm tired now. Yeah. So we have all these guys. We could probably don't need pitchers. We need pitchers, but how many points? We have 11 points left. Yeah, so just kind of throw in not all these guys, I guess. Dean Crow. Maybe throwing Foley as a bat. I forget how I should have probably pulled data for this. I'll probably do that offline. Do something like this maybe. Foley as a batter. Pitching. Emergency. Middle relief. It's not a specialist. Not a specialist. Not a specialist. Yeah. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Strategy is all set. 125. We could probably bump this up to 145. How many points do we have left? We have 5 points left. Who is our best 45? Did that wrong. Who's the highest? David Howard. Who's the highest power? Jerry Buchek. Oh no, this is just shortstops. L10. Ken McMullen. Sure. You're on the team. Welcome aboard. We're gonna copy. We're gonna paste. Hollins goes here. Gaetti goes here. And Rico goes there. And then I like to sort by I. So we'll have Colby. Bucky's probably there. Joe Mauer's like this. And Fisk is going to be in. Sort by I. Then we have Hollins. Rico. Mike Young. Yeah. Okay. And we're done. So yeah. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, I'm on the Discord. Yeah. So, is there anyone streaming still? All right, we're gonna send you all to Franchise Time Machine. Franchise Time Machine. All right, so until next time. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks. Bye.